Hey everyone, it's Steve here at the DJ Lab taking a look at the Reloop 8000 MK2 turntables alongside the Reloop Elite mixer. Now, I'm running this with Serato 3.0 beta, and there's a good reason why I've waited this long to do a review video on these things because they've been sitting around a little bit. I wasn't going to bother doing too much when it came to the reviews because, quite frankly, the name Reloop just doesn't sell anything. It's kind of a bad name, and these turntables were completely overlooked. They have so many features that are now especially important for Serato 3.0. The main thing is you have two user banks here. So you have your cues, your saved cue loops, your sample. You can do pitch, like sample pitch. For this is the pitch play. This is a whole nother thing that we'll talk about. You got your loop rolls, your slicer mode, and you got the shift button. So you can go shift user 1, shift user 2. So with user 2, what I've done is you can see for Serato 3.0 on the stems, I've mapped these buttons right here to operate everything right up there. And then these ones here are for the effects. Super simple to map. Took 2 seconds, not even. And this is great because I don't really care to use cue points and loop rolls on the table itself. I have all my pads here. I can run everything I want and have all my hot cues on those pads, just like normal. Sorry for the lighting. You're not really seeing the full color of these things, but they are bright. It's just the camera. I got the windows open, let some sunshine into the place. And like I said, these turntables, I totally love these tables. I love them better than my MK5s. If I dare say I like this better than my Techniques. Check this out. You have, on the display up there, can you make that out? You have, you can just get the thing going here. But you've got your BPM there. You got your time elapsed. Your time remaining. This is just your, how much pitch, the percentage. But having the BPM right on the table is just amazing. These things start and stop on a dime. They're like super high torque. Like you can even go 78. Not that you need to do 78 on Serato, but you can do 78. It's got a reverse. The browse knob is a great feature. So you can browse, double tap to do instant doubles. Use that knob to change your octaves for the whole pitch play. And, and you have adjustable torque and start stop right on there as well, too. So you can play around with that. Pitch fader feels really nice. You've got all your RCAs are... It's a weird turntable. You OCD people out there, you're going to kind of hate this because it is designed for battle style, right? But like you got the start stop written that way, the reverse, you have some things written in that direction and some things written in that direction. That's going to throw you off. It messes me up a little bit, but I'm getting over it. Your RCAs are on the side. You've got a line output. So you got like a built-in phono preamp. You can go phono or line on the side. You've got your USB connection, and you also have another USB port, so you can plug something into that. The other thing you can do as well, too, and the plug's L-shaped as well, so everything's supposed to be flush. The only downfall of that, there's a power switch in there, too, right? Along with you got that power switch to power off the motor, but then you can turn off the whole player. You always got to move this turntable out of the way to get to your power switch. That's the only downfall I can see with this particular setup. I haven't tried moving them into regular position because then all of a sudden that browse knob is going to be in a funny spot, I would think. And it just doesn't look like, was it designed to go both ways? Kind of, sort of, but this seems to make more sense, to be honest, for, running all your things down here. What else can I say about these things? They're solid, man. Like, it's a good turntable. The tone arm's good. There's nothing I can say about this turntable that I dislike. Some Techniques users don't like the fact that the platter, I'll show you the platter, that it sits on top of the table. right? But guess what? There's one advantage to that. It's a lot easier to clean that than it is to dig inside a 1200 and clean the inside of that. There's all kinds of little weird grooves and stuff. So for me personally, this is easier to clean. If you want to skin these things, obviously this is going to be super easy to put a skin on because you're not dealing with anything else, right? Even though 12s are pretty easy to skin too because you're not skinning the inside, but I think this is kind of cool. The one thing I'd like to see someone do is if they could figure out a way to put like an LEDs under the platter on this, because there might be enough room to do it. You know what I mean? But yeah, nice, solid, heavy platter. You know, the original Reloops, I wasn't a fan of the very first ones, but it seems like they've really improved these things a lot. I don't want to turn this into a big, giant, long video. You know what I mean? You've seen lots of things that go over the pitch play and all the other tricks this can do. It's just a video just to let you know this is a solid, solid turntable. It's been completely overlooked. Now with Serato 3.0, this turntable makes a lot of sense. The mixer, personally, I have a S11. You know, this is like a third of the price of an S11. So don't expect to have S11 or even like S7 features. The workflow is a little bit different. You know, for your, you got a crossfader over here for your cues. The way the effects are with this effects levels, there's just some things that are kind of a little bit archaic. You know, there's no paddles, none of that stuff. But overall, you know what? It's got the two OLED displays. If you're running vinyl with it, like straight vinyl, it will BPM detect each one. So that's kind of cool. And, you know, like, it's got some okay built-in effects. Nothing to really write home about. But it's good enough. You know what I mean? You have downfall. The microphone is a 1/4-inch jack. It's not an XLR. So that's kind of a little weird. But you can actually switch that microphone from being a mic input to a line input. So it works as an auxiliary as well. Well, there's two things. So you have that mic section, and you got mic echo, and you got high-low on the front, and talk over and all that fun stuff. But then you have an auxiliary input on it as well too. So it's got a lot of features for the money. It's definitely not bad. If you need a starter mixer, this is good. This'll do the job. You know what I mean? I've seen far worse. Turntables are great. That's all I can say. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Feel free to give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit the alert button. We're going to be talking more about these things as we dig through Serato 3.0.